Wow. Lights on. It's time again. "20 years. We create dream cars, generation after generation. We push ourselves beyond all limits. We take victories and write history.
Three-time champion.
What a great championship.
Together, we go even further. Are you ready? Bring it home. It's dreams that have fueled us across 2 decades. It's dreams that have inspired us, empowered us, and driven us to the next level. This is Porsche Carrera Cup Asia, driven by dreams. 2023 starts now.
欢迎大家
在收看亚洲保时捷凯迪拉杯2023年赛季第4回合的直播现场，我是本赛季的主持人 Sammy。昨天我们在韩国国际赛道目睹了一场车手们之间精彩的斗争，想必他们今天也将会全力以赴。Good morning, everyone, and we are now in Korea International Circuit for Round 4 of Porsche Carrera Cup Asia 2023 season. I'm your host Sammy Hum, and yesterday we had a fierce battle between top 3 of all categories. It was a super race, but let's hear from our pit reporter Steve Dawson on what he has to say about today's race.
Similar weather conditions today, Sammy. More cloud in the sky, but the sun is pouring through nonetheless. Chris van der Drift is going to find himself at the back of the grid. He had some track limitation issues in qualifying and could only put one fast lap in. That put him nicely positioned in yesterday's race, but not today. It'll be interesting to see him weave through the pack. At the front, Florian Latour in P2, and it is, of course, our championship leader. It is Florian Latour in P1, and it's Lokai Law in P2. Please forgive me. They get to resume then the battle that has intrigued us so much already. More entertaining stuff to come.
Oh wow, we certainly can't wait for the action today. So with that, let's pass it back to our commentators.
Thank you, Sammy. Thank you, Steve. It's Peter Mackay here up in the Global Broadcast Centre, raring to go, ready for round 4 of the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia 2023, the 20th anniversary year for the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. What a thriller we had yesterday with Florian Latour coming out on top in that race. And big storylines overnight with the number 99, our championship leader, Lokai Lo, getting a 5-second penalty for causing contact, and that drops him back from 2nd to 3rd. So let's take a look then at how it went yesterday in round 3 of the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. So Florian Latour starting from pole position. Didn't quite all go to plan though. Chris van der Drift getting a perfect launch from the inside of row 1. Latour running wide and van der Drift taking an early lead from 2nd on the grid. There were problems further down as the arm drivers sorted themselves out at the very, very tight turn 1 and 2. Reid Harker returning to the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia in a car he hadn't seen before the weekend and just put a good performance in, but just making a little mistake there that lost the scent of the leaders. John Shen in the number 16 Modena Motorsports car started all the way at the back and charged through the field early on, making some great speed. Unfortunately, the number 88 of Christian Chia falling a foul underbraking there at turn 1, and the battle in the AM class just raged on. John Shen running a little bit wide there. Quite a modern circuit here at Korea International Circuit, and therefore does have a little bit more runoff than most. So if you do make a mistake, it can be a little bit more forgiving in that sense. But back at the front, Chris van der Drift tried everything to keep a charging Florian Latour at bay. Lokai Lo making contact there in the number 99 with Florian Latour, but eventually Latour managed to break the stronghold, and once he was through to P1, well, he just opened up the taps and took his first win of the season here in the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. Lokai Lo finishing 2nd on the road, but demoted to 3rd after a post-race penalty. What will happen today?
Thank you, commentators. Now joining me on the grid today, once again, we have Porsche Motorsport Asia Pacific Senior Manager of One Mix Series, Miss Boya Chi. Good morning, Boya.
Morning, Sammy. Morning, Sammy.
So this year is a big year for Porsche because we have the brand's 75th anniversary as well as Carrera Cup Asia's 20th anniversary. So how will the series be celebrating these milestones?
Yes, it's definitely a big year for Porsche. For Porsche in China, we're going to have a big celebration for the 75 years next week in Guangzhou with a big Le Mans watch party. And our Carrera Cup Asia drivers will also have a Road to Le Mans tour next week, driving from Stuttgart Porsche Museum to Le Mans and have a Le Mans weekend there.
Wow, that's certainly very exciting. And I think Le Mans has a very special place in Porsche's history, isn't it?
Yes, true. It's very proud for us to say we are probably one of the most successful brands in Le Mans. We had overall 19 wins, and hopefully this year with Yifei in the drive of the all-new 963 could also, have a chance for the title. And it's for us, it's very proud to have Chinese drivers racing in the most edge-catching Porsche prototype and concreting for the most prestige endurance race.
Wow, and what about the road trip? I think it's a unique experience as well.
Yes, we have invited our 3 class leaders after round 2 for this trip. They're gonna drive a classic air-cooled Porsche from, like I just mentioned, from Stuttgart to Le Mans, and they're gonna have a very unique experience there in Le Mans for the 3 days. It's a very unique opportunity, and it also shows and underlines what Porsche can do for the fans. What we call it driven by dream. Yeah.
Oh, wow, I'm certainly feeling jealous already. Thank you so much, Boya, for speaking to us today. So with the race is going to begin very soon, I'm going to pass it back to our commentators.
Thank you, Sammy. I'm certainly very excited for the double celebration that we've got here, the 100th year of the Le Mans 24 Hours, but also the 75th anniversary of Porsche. Just fantastic stuff. 23 degrees air temperature, a little bit cooler today than what we saw yesterday running in the heat of the afternoon, but pretty ideal conditions to go racing here at Korea International Circuit. 13 laps the distance, also a little bit cooler track temperature, 41 degrees. We had 49 yesterday, so a little bit easier on our Michelin tyres. So we've got Lokai Lo on the front row of the grid alongside our pole sitter Florian Latour, who took the win yesterday, but of course Lokai Lo picking up a penalty post race. Reid Harker and Martin Raginger are row 2 in the pro class. Then it's Nazim Asman and our 718 Bao Junlong, the winner in Pro-Am yesterday. He'll start from 6. Then it's Gao Yujie and Eric Zhang will start on row 4. Then in row 5 it's Rang Yo-yu and Hong Shi-che will start there, rounding out the top 10. Then on row 6, it's Eric Kwong and Zhou Bi Huang. Watch for Eric Kwong looking to make up for a difficult day yesterday. Francis Chia will start 13th alongside Li Chao on row 7. Row 8 is Li Wan Yu and Wao Xin starting there in the number 5 car. Then in row 9, it's Juju Yao, who had a penalty yesterday as well for track limits, with Jackie Wu in there as well. Then it's Christian Chia and John Shen rolling off from 20th. But the big story is Chris van der Drift starting from 21st on the grid after only getting 2 flying laps in qualifying after 4 laps being deleted for track limits abuses. That's been the story of the weekend here as well. So what can Chris van der Drift do cutting through the field? Let's get down to the pits with Steve.
Car number 99, Lokai Lo is in P2. The pole sitter is just over there behind our cameraman's shoulder. Kai Lo, you got demoted to position number 3 on yesterday's race. You feel okay about that?
For me, it's pretty okay because I started in 3rd and I didn't lose anything. But you know, it's racing in the last lap. If I have a chance, I must go. And I try it. Yeah.
P2 today. Can you go one better and get on the top step of the podium?
For sure, because today I need to just have a good start. And let's see what happens on the race. Hopefully we have a good pace and try to win it.
Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. I love the attitude there from Lokai Lo. It's done, it's in the past, and let's go racing again here in round 4 of the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. Well, Zhou Bi Huang had a strong day yesterday, so Zhou Bi Huang will be starting on pole in the AM class today. So Zhou Bi Huang will be down in the pits shortly for a little bit of a chat on the grid as the team's milling around, getting the drivers ready for 13 laps of racing. It's intense here in the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. High temperatures in the cockpit and high temperatures out there on track as well normally. And that run down towards turn 3, that's going to be the big part tomorrow, the big part today, where we have to keep an eye on in this early stage of this round 4 of the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. Let's get down to the pits then, where Steve is with Zhou Bi Huang.
In P12 among the Pro-Am drivers is Zhou Bi Huang. Had a spin at turn 4 yesterday. Is he going to be more careful today?
昨天在第4个转弯的时候，你有一个转弯，那今天你会比较小心吗？
今天因为我发车比较靠后，但是还是尽量往前赶吧，因为我觉得还是有机会的。昨天圈数还是不错的。
Today I'm starting a little bit at a further back, but I think I have a good opportunity as long as I try to catch up as much as I can.
Yeah, Bao Junlong is 6 places ahead. Can he catch him?
包金龙在你前面6个位置之前，你觉得你有办法赶上他吗？
我觉得有机会的。
Good luck. Excellent. Good luck. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Joby Huang, yeah, work to do there in the Pro-Am class, getting through the field. So, car number 25, Juju Yao, another of our drivers who picked up a penalty. She finished on the podium in her class, but a penalty for overtaking off the track and gaining an advantage. Again, this modern Herman Tilke design circuit, designed with a lot more runoff. We've hosted 4 rounds of the Formula One World Championship here in the past, so it has a little bit more runoff than what you would expect. Therefore, the drivers, they like to take advantage of that on the track limits as well. Just ask Chris van der Trift. So, number 25, Jojo Yao, is down on the grid right now.
Yu Zhe Yao, you lost your place on the podium yesterday on a technicality. How do you feel about that, first of all?
Well, it's definitely a pity to me for the race yesterday. But today is another day, so we're gonna start over again and try to make some push on this race.
17th on the grid, similar to yesterday. Same sort of strategy?
Yeah. Just avoid making any mistakes, and I think it should be pretty good.
Good luck, stay safe.
Thank you very much.
Big smiles there from Jojo Yao. Despite the penalty yesterday, she's going to go and make up for that today here in round 4 of the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. The team's being ushered off the grid with just 1 or 2 mechanics left to close the car doors and send their drivers off into battle. Your championship points, well, it is tight. Lo Kai Lo, after being demoted to 3rd place yesterday, lost a little bit more points to Florian Latour. There's just 3 points in it at the moment. And Chris van der Drift, the triple champion in this series, don't forget, he's not far behind, 10 points behind. Martin Ragginger sits in 4th for Porsche Holding, and Azim Mazman in 5th. In the Pro-Am standings, well, it's all tied up. Bao Jinlong and Eric Zhang are joint first, but just a point behind Joby Huang, who will start from the back of the grid today, trying to make his way through to get some points there as well. So exciting in the Pro-Am classification. Am classification, well, it's Hu Jai-sin, who is tied on the top of the times at the moment with Li Xuan Yu. And then it's Rang Yoyu, just 3 points behind at this early point of the season. John Shen is there in 3rd, and Eric Kwong in 4th. The mechanics are now being told, get off the grid, it's time to go racing here at Korea International Circuit. 18 turns, 5.6 kilometres. The first part of the lap, very much high speed and big braking zones. Watch out for the moves down into turn 3 after all. Over 1 kilometre straight. That's exactly where Florian Latour got his winning move done yesterday. Then into the switchback sections, into the circuit, the part of the circuit that was influenced by street circuit design. It's very technical, and that's where it's easy to make a mistake. We saw several drivers make errors in that part of the circuit. Very challenging. We haven't been here in the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia for 8 years, and aren't we happy to be back? Fans gathered in the grandstand to watch our drivers go racing for 13 laps or 30 minutes. Critical formation lap here, important to get temperatures in the Michelin tyres, get them up to pressure, but also to get a bit of temperature in the steel brakes on these Porsche 992 GT3 Cup machines. So it's Florian Latour who will start on pole position then, alongside Lo Kai Lo. Then it's Reid Harker and Martin Ragginger who will start on row 2. Then on row 3 it's Nazim Azman and our Pro-Am pole sitter, Bao Jin Long. Starting on row 4 will be Gao Yujie alongside Eric Zhang. Then it's our Am pole sitter of Rang Yo U who will start from 9th, and Hong Hee Shujie in 10th. Starting in 11th will be the number 23 of Eric Kwong in the Kiddie World Racing car, with Joby Huang alongside on row 6. Then on row 7 it's Francis Chia alongside Li Chao. Then on row 8 we will see Li Xuan Yu alongside Wu Jai-sin. Row 9 we'll see Juju Yao alongside Jackie Wu. Then on row 10 we have Christian Chia and John Shen looking to charge through the field like he did yesterday. And starting 21st on the grid, the big story of the day, it's Chris van der Drift, who finished second yesterday. He led most of the race yesterday. He's going to start from 21st. That all came down to track limits abuses in qualifying. The way that the qualifying system works here in the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia, your fastest lap sets the grid for race 1, and your second fastest lap sets the grid for race 2 of the weekend, which is what we have today. And 4 of Chris van der Drift's laps were cancelled due to track limits abuses. So that is going to be the story of the day. I think 2 drivers getting penalties post-race for track limits as well. The stewards have made their story clear, and the drivers will have to bear that in mind. But very difficult in the heat of battle, particularly in the opening couple of corners here at Korea International Circuit. Very, very tight, trying to shuffle for position there. You just got to try and get through those first couple of corners safely. In the Dealer Championship, it's very, very close indeed. Toro Racing still leads, but only just from Maidong Racing. So Maidong Racing's Florian Latour really did a top job for his team yesterday in closing up the gap in that Dealer Team Championship. So the start, so important here in these Porsche 992 GT3 Cup machines. We saw the opening round of the Porsche Mobil 1 Super Cup at Monaco last weekend, and pole sitter Larry Tenford just having a little stutter off the line, and that lost him the win. Yesterday we saw Florian Latour drop back to 4th on lap 1, but what a thriller it was watching him charge back through the field. Today he'll be hoping to get a cleaner start and pull away and use that pace that he's clearly got underneath that number 11 car. The drivers weaving back and forward, trying to generate as much tyre temperature as they can, ready for that run down towards turn 1. A very tight left-hander. It's an anti-clockwise circuit here at Korea International Circuit, so a little bit more unusual there as well. So drivers come around. Perfect conditions for racing, a little bit of cloud cover, so the track temperature not quite as hot as it was yesterday. The drivers will be glad about that, and so will the Michelin tyres as well. So 21 drivers taking the grid here in this 20th anniversary year. This is a championship where dreams come true. We saw back about 8 or 9 years ago Earl Bamber winning 2 Carrera Cup Asia titles and going on to win the Le Mans 24 Hours for Porsche twice. So as we heard in our VIP interview, Yifei Ye, Chinese driver, will be going for outright victory at Le Mans next weekend in the Porsche 963 for Hertz Team Jota. This is a series that develops champions and makes dreams come true. Florian Latour controlling the pace of the field and taking his spot at the very front of the grid. He had a penalty for a jump start all the way back in round 1 at Sepang. He'll be hoping not to repeat that. Bao Junlong will start in the Pro-Am pole position in 6th, and Rang Yo U will be your Am pole sitter in 9th. Lo Kai Lo, what can he do? He had a really good attitude there in his interview on the grid with Steve, saying it's behind him, it's racing. He accepts the penalty, and he's going to go for the win today in that beautiful red and black Toro Racing machine. You can hear the drivers just getting ready for the start, engaging gear and ready for the run down towards turn number 1. The lights begin to illuminate here in Korea. Out go the lights, and we are racing. Florian Latour, not such a good getaway as Lo Kai Lo gets the whole shot down towards turn 1. Can this be a repeat of yesterday where Florian Latour, yes, Florian Latour gets run out wide. Half of the field end up off of the racetrack as Chris van der Drift trying to make up places as fast as he can and get with the leaders as quick as he can. But it's Lo Kai Lo, championship leader, who leads down the huge super speedway back straightaway down towards turn 3. Very tricky braking zone here. Lo Kai Lo trying to be as defensive as possible, trying to keep Florian Latour at bay. So it's another tricky start for Florian Latour. He drops back to 2nd. Whoa! Drivers all just getting it a little bit out of shape there on the brakes as they head up the hill then towards turn number 4. Another big braking zone. Lo Kai Lo again on the defensive line, trying to keep Florian Latour behind. And Kylo just keeping Florian Latour at bay. There's contact for third position there between Reid Harker and the number 17 of Nazim Azman and Martin Ragginger in the Porsche holding number 86 car. He's saying, I fancy a bit of this. I'm up for a fight today. Oh no, the number 5 of Wu Chai Zin off the road and pulls up on the grass. So that looks like race over for Wu Chai Zin after half a lap. What a disappointment for the driver of the number 5 AM class car. But back at the front, the leading pair starting to make a breakaway from Reid Harker, who's standing in for Adrian De Silva this weekend in the El Bamber Motorsport car. And Wu Chai Zin out of the car, looking back at his machine, and disappointment there. It will be a long walk back to the pits. That's a shame. So back at the front, Lo Kai Lo leads from our pole sitter Florian Latour. Reid Harker in third. Then it's Martin Ragginger in fourth, fresh from his visit to the Nürburgring 24 Hour, and he'll be back across to Europe to race at Monza next weekend. So he's a busy driver. It is Martin Ragginger for Porsche Holding. Over the line to complete lap 1 then as well. Lo Kai Lo holds a lead of just 0.2 of a second. Then it's another 2 seconds back to Reid Harker in third and Martin Ragginger in fourth. Nazim Azman rounding out the top 5. Good start again from Bao Xinlong from 6 on the grid. He leads in Pro-Am. A little bit wide there at turn 1. It's proving very difficult for our drivers. The stewards are going to be paying attention there to check there's no advantages being taken. So Latour showing himself in the mirrors of Lo Kai Lo's number 99 machine, but no joy just yet. We saw Latour pressuring Chris van der Drift all race long yesterday before eventually making the move here at turn number 3. Chris van der Drift from 21st on the grid, he's already up to 10th. What a drive so far from the Kiwi, the triple champion in the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. And through this really technical section here on the drone cam, very, very tight through there, and it's not so much an overtaking opportunity, but an opportunity to force your rival into an error, really. We saw Reid Harker just stiff a wheel off the curb and lit the rear up, and did well to hang on to it, actually, with a big slide. And it's, very, very tricky through that street. They call it the street section. It was inspired by the design of street circuits around the world. So, Lo Kai Lo, championship leader, he'll be on his way over to Germany after this race for the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia road trip, where some cars will be brought out of the museum, some old air-cooled Porsches for the road trip to the Le Mans 24 Hours, as will our Pro-Am and Am leaders as well. What a cool opportunity to go over and visit the home of Porsche in Zuffenhausen. These cars come from just a few miles away in Flacht at the Motorsport Centre in Weissach, and over 5,000 of these Porsche Carrera Cup machines have rolled off the line there as well. Lo Kai Lo now getting into his stride. That move into turn 1 was no fluke. He sets the fastest lap of the race, 2:10.6. That's faster than any driver went yesterday. These slightly cooler conditions really working nicely for these Michelin tyres. And Kai Lo was half a second quicker than Florian Latour on that last lap. So Lo Kai Lo finished second on the road yesterday, demoted to third after a post-race penalty. He is up for it today and wanting to make the most of this opportunity. Reid Harker, 2:11.6 last time by for him, so he's about a second off the pace of our leader, half a second off the pace of our second place driver, Florian Latour. Oh, we got a spin for Nazim Azman. Nazim Azman is off the road. We've got another car off the road there. I wonder if there's maybe something down on the circuit. Oh, several drivers off the road here. Trying to pick out which car that is, the white and blue machine. It might be Gao Yujie. We'll confirm when we get a replay of that one. And we might well get a safety car here, because both of those cars appear to be going nowhere. So what a pity there for Nazim Azman. Try and get another look at it as well. Oh, huge contact between Azman and Gao Yu. Yes, it was Gao Yujie. So early drama here on lap number 3, and both cars appear to be going absolutely nowhere. So on lap 3 then, we've lost a couple of our front runners who were running at the sharp end of the field. In the Pro-Am class, it's still Bao Junlong who leads the way, and in Am it's the number 22 of Yang Ro-yu who leads, and indeed we do have a safety car as well. Great call from race control there. Now we have a time certain race. We have either 13 laps or 30 minutes, whichever comes first. The Porsche Taycan Cross Turismo pace car comes out, so fully electrified pace car here with the Porsche Taycan, which was developed very much side by side with the technology which was created during the 919 hybrid LMP1 car, and big damage to the front right of Nazim Azman's car for Sime Darby Racing Team. And Nazim's still in the car with the hazard warning lights on, like you would see on your road going Porsche. So the field will be reset then, and that I think will work in the favour of Florian Latour, because Lokai Lo was really getting into a rhythm out front. He'd pulled half a second out of Latour on lap 2 there. So the drivers now stay behind the Porsche Taycan Cross Turismo pace car in a lovely shade of, it's very similar to GT Silver on that machine. Room for all the family in that shooting brake style car. So Lokai Lo will have to do it all again with Florian Latour right behind. So it was at turn 3 where this happened, not a surprise. Turn 3, huge braking zone. You're going from the very, very top of top gear, braking down to bottom gear, and it's easy to get it wrong. If you miss your braking point, it can all go wrong in a hurry. So keeping the tyre temperature, keeping the tyre pressure, very important behind this pace car. So you'll see the drivers weave back and forward trying to keep that temperature in. Now, one other driver who really benefits from this pace car is Reid Harker. So Reid Harker in the number 61 El Bamber Motorsport car, the almost zebra coloured car with the light blue frontage, he will be brought right back into the leading battle, as will the number 86 of Martin Ragginger for Porsche Holding. And Martin Ragginger has so much experience in Porsche Cup cars. He's been racing Porsche Carrera Cup cars since 2007. So huge amounts of experience. We're now in our 4th generation of Porsche Cup car. We started off with the 99, in Carrera Cup Asia at least, we started off with the 996, then 997, 991, and now 992. Of course, the very first Porsche Cup cars were the 964 generation. So in the international sphere, we've had 6 different generations of Cup car. As unfortunately, it's going to need a lift. The number 17 car of Nazim Azman. What a disappointment, and indeed it was. We can confirm that it was Gao Yujie, the 20-year-old student from Shanghai for Team Jebsen. What a shame for Gao Yujie and Team Jebsen. And it looked like quite a heavy hit there as well, so hopefully not too much damage to these Porsche 992 GT3 Cup machines. They are certainly built to last. Originally built for sprint racing like we have here in the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia, but can also do 24 hours at places like the Nürburgring Nordschleife just a couple of weeks ago in the Nürburgring 24 hours. We saw these cars race a huge class of Cup 2 machinery. Good to see number 55 Gao Yujie getting out the car. Looks back and, yeah, gloves off. What a disappointment for Gao Yujie. Was running really strongly up the front of the field. And, yeah, it's a walk back to pit lane there, sadly. So the drivers still remain behind the pace car. It'll be interesting to see if we make the full 13 laps or not. It's going to be quite tight. We might well finish a lap or two early, so it's 13 laps or 30 minutes, whichever comes first. So in the AM class, in 8th position overall, we'd seen the number 22 of Rang Yo-U coming through. Really impressive run so far for the 22 of Yang Yo-U, who had a non-finish yesterday. So what a way to bounce back so far. But just in 10th, 2 positions behind, is the Kiddie World car of Eric Kwong. That's the pink car with the black polka dots. So the recovery team here at Korea International Circuit jumping into action, and already they've got Nazim Asman's car on the flatbed. Brilliant work by our marshals, and we could not go racing without our marshals, so thank you very much to all of them around the circuit. Lights still on the pace car. That means that we're going to keep going around. When the lights go off on the pace car, we'll be ready to go back racing again. So standing starts have definitely not been Florian Latour's strong suit so far in this Porsche Carrera Cup Asia season in 2023. Got a penalty for a jump start in race 1. Went back to 4th off the start yesterday and lost the lead off the start today. When he's up and running, the pace that Frenchman can bring out in that number 11 Maidong racing car is absolutely exceptional. So will this rolling start, which we'll get, we won't go back to the grid, we will go at a rolling start, Indianapolis style or Le Mans style, when the pace car pulls in. Will that suit Florian Latour? Will he be able to set up and move down towards turn 3 and kind of spring a surprise on Lo Kai Lo? We shall see. Fastest lap of the race so far, Lo Kai Lo, a 2:10.6. That's much faster than we saw yesterday. It's hotter conditions in the middle of the afternoon yesterday. This late morning race, a little bit cooler, about 8 degrees less track temperature, and it just shows you how much of a difference that can make. Now, are we going to need a flatbed recovery for Gao Yuji's number 55 Team Jebsen car? I think, unfortunately, we might well do. But the marshals already springing into action. We're going to try and push it. So every lap that goes behind the pace car, the less likely we are to get these laps. So our best lap in qualifying was a 2:09.8, set early yesterday morning. So Lo Kai Lo just 0.8 off the qualifying time. Now on full race fuel, that's very impressive. So Lo Kai Lo is really up for it this morning here at Korea International Circuit. Just outside the port city of Mokpo, about 400 kilometres south of Seoul. And the circuit's been open for 13 years, host to 4 Formula 1 Grand Prix. But here in the Carrera Cup Asia, we haven't been here for 8 years, and we're absolutely delighted to be back. It was Chris van der Drift who won both races in the overall class last time, and Egidio Perfetti, the World Endurance Championship racer and prolific Porsche collector. His Porsche collection is something very special indeed. Egidio Perfetti, he won the Pro-Am class in both races when we were here last time. Now Chris van der Drift, he's got his way up to 6th, so actually he's, I would say, the driver who's profited the most from this safety car intervention. He started 21st on the grid, and he's made his way all the way up to 6th. Can he get a podium? I think that would be a remarkable result for the 3-time Porsche Carrera Cup Asia champion, Chris van der Drift, in the number 8 car there for Team Shanghai Honda, the white, blue and red car. So the drivers waiting patiently for the Porsche Taycan Cross Turismo pace car to release them, but no sign of that as yet. But they'll be ready for it when that happens. And just being able to get the brain into gear, get the mind ready for that restart. It's all so hectic at the start, and then all of a sudden there's a pause in proceeding, and you're driving around at, maybe not quite, maybe still a little faster than road speed, but you're certainly a lot more sedate. Car number 55 of Gao Yujie unfortunately haven't been able to push it back, so it will likely get lifted into the flatbed and removed from a position of danger. Race control on top of this one straight away, and indeed the flatbed in position to take the stricken Porsche Cup car back to the garage and to be repaired. So this replay as well, it seemed like so it seemed like Gao Yujie was going for a move up the inside there and just got it all wrong and clipped Nazim Azman there. That's where the front right damage from Nazim Azman came from. So Gao Yujie just getting it a little bit wrong going into the braking zone for turn number 3. Again, 1.1 kilometre straight, and you're carrying quite a lot of speed onto the front straightaway. These new generation Porsche 992 Cup cars, they have quite a bit more downforce than the previous car. The diffuser at the rear of the car, you get a good look at it there on our stream, that is where a lot of the downforce comes from. And the construction of these cars, 70% aluminium, 30% steel. The 991 generation was 70% steel and 30% aluminium, so quite a bit more advanced, this 992 generation. Therefore, the speeds that the drivers are carrying down into turn 3 is quite remarkable. So we're going to get a report down from Steve Dawson down in the pit lane. Steve, down to you.
Well, while we wait for that safety car to allow these cars to get back at full speed, it's worth noting the progress that Chris van der Drift has made in the laps that have been completed at top speed so far. Remember, he had difficulties with track limits in qualifying, could only register one fast lap. That had him well positioned for Saturday's race, but here on Sunday, right at the back of the grid, he's already got himself up to, I think it's 6th place. Bao Junlong, a Pro-Am driver, is immediately ahead of him, and if he can overtake him, then it's just him and the pros. So watch Chris van der Drift. I know that he'll be hoping to get on the podium so that we can chat to him again today, but if he can do that, surely he will be the driver of the day regardless of who wins this race overall.
Thank you, Steve. I agree. Chris van der Drift has been superb so far in this race, taking full opportunity of those first few laps while everyone else is sorting themselves out. He's carved through the pack up to 6th, so yeah, definitely agree there. And the AM class, that's one to keep a close watch on the timing screens as well. The car number 22, Rang Yo-Yu, leads, but just 2 positions behind is the 23 of Eric Kwong. Both of those drivers did not finish yesterday, and they're going for the AM class, so there's a lot to play for there in the AM class. So lights, are they still on the base car? Safety car, we're getting word that safety car will be coming in, so the lights will go off on the Porsche Taycan Cross Turismo, and the drivers will get up to speed. You can see they're all now into a file, ready for action. Hopefully they've got enough tyre and brake temperature ready to go back racing again. The lights are still on the pace car, albeit we are getting word that it will be coming in shortly. So, drivers ready to go racing. We have had 6 laps complete, 7 to go, unless we hit the time certain ahead instead. I'll keep you updated on that as we get information. So around the final section then, waiting for the restart. The marshals have done a top job to recover 2 quite damaged race cars and get them to a position of safety so we can go back racing again here in round 4 of the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. It's Lo Kai Lo, the championship leader, who is leading at the moment. He started from 2nd, got the pole shot, and indeed the Porsche Taycan Cross Turismo pace car speeds away on full electric power and will pull into the pit lane and allow Lo Kai Lo to bring us back to racing here. It's going to be a sprint to the finish then in round 4 of the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. 20 years of this wonderful championship. Who's going to come out on top here? And Lo Kai Lo immediately puts the power down as they come around to the final section. The green flag's being waved, but Lo Kai Lo's already gone for it. But Florian Latour, he's not been fooled He's right in there behind his championship rival. Reid Harker a little bit left in the dust there as well, with Martin Ragginger in at the 86. Watch for Chris van der Drift. He's going to make a move straight away there into 5th position on Bao Jinlong. Bao Jinlong didn't make it too difficult there as well. He's in his own race. He's leading the Pro-Am class. He's got to play it smart, but we're back to green flag racing again then. 6 laps to go here at the Korea International Circuit, down towards turn 3. This is where we had the incident which caused the safety car, and hopefully our drivers get through here nice and clean. Lokai Lo perfectly hitting his braking marker. Not easy to do when you come back after a pace car intervention and the car is just in a slightly different condition than what it is at full racing speed, or if you've been racing along for the whole event. And now it will be getting back up to full temperature and pressure in those Michelin tyres. So Lokai Lo being put under pressure from Florian Latour, the Frenchman, in the white, black and silver machine. Lokai Lo in that beautiful Toro racing car, the red and black. And again, they've dropped Reid Harker a little bit off that start-finish. This has been an amazing performance by Reid Harker. Again, he's not seen the car before this weekend. Stepping in for Adrian De Silva at Earl Bamber Motorsport. Oh, as Chris van der Drift goes very wide. That is a breakage of track limits there as well. So, Chris van der Drift, that was what undid his qualifying position for race 2. So he'll need to be careful. The stewards will be watching. Race control saying the start is under investigation. That's totally normal procedure. So Lokai Lo holding on to that advantage for now. But Florian Latour, like he was yesterday, hassling our leader. It was Chris van der Drift who led for most of the race yesterday, but this time it's Lokai Lo. Can Florian Latour make that move? He made the move in the street section yesterday, going down into turn 3 at the start of the street section. So, but can Reid Harker hold on for a return podium here in the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia? He has raced in this championship before, but not in this car. So it's what a performance it's been from him so far. Martin Ragginger there in 4th. Then it's Reid Harker. Getting word that the car number 718 has taken a 5-second penalty. So a 5-second penalty for the 718 of Bao Jinlong. So Bao Jinlong, his nearest rival, the number 77, Eric Zhang, is the next car behind him. So there's 1.4 seconds between them at the moment. So Bao Jinlong has got a lot of work to do to pull away from Eric Zhang if he wants to repeat his victory in the Pro-Am class. So penalties have definitely been the order of this weekend here at the Korea International Circuit for rounds 3 and 4 of the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. Lokai Lo a little bit wide there, and there's a little bit of contact, just a little bit of a love tap there from Florian Latour getting into the quarter panel of Lokai Lo. Lokai Lo just went a little bit wide, and that was enough for Florian Latour to show a nose in there, but couldn't quite get the move done. Lokai Lo so cool under pressure, and wasn't the slightest bit perturbed there as well. But it's game on at the front of the field. Reid Harker still holding on to 3rd position, and Martin Ragginger there in 4th. Chris van der Drift is up to 5th. Can he make further progress? He's got a little bit of time to make up to Martin Ragginger for 4th position, and I can assure you, getting past the Austrian driver in the number 86 Porsche holding car will not be the work of a moment. Lokai Lo, championship leader, trying to hold off Florian Latour here. Latour swarming all over the back of the number 99 car of Lokai Lo. 5 minutes to go then, so we have had confirmation it is a time certain race. 5-minute sprint to the flag here then in this 4th round of this wonderful championship. And who's going to come out on top? Is it going to be a 3rd win of the season for Lokai Lo, or a 2nd win of the season for Florian Latour? He's got a good run, has Latour here, coming down towards turn 1, looks up the inside, no. Trying to make Lokai Lo's life as difficult as possible, force him into a mistake. There are good overtaking opportunities under braking, particularly on this run here down towards turn 3, but also good opportunities to try and force your rival into a mistake. Florian Latour trying to pick up as much slipstream as possible, and not quite. Not quite there from Florian Latour. Lokai Lo is just hitting the brake pedal at the perfect point there. So difficult at top speed, going down to almost, well, yeah, down to first gear and then back on the power again for the run up the hill towards turn 4. It's wonderful to watch these Porsche 911 GT3 Cup machines with the rear engine layout, and with that rear engine over the rear wheels, it gives such fantastic traction out the slow corners. Look at that, Lokai Lo just opens up the power, big slide out the corner, but gets a great jump and pulls a car length or so on Florian Latour out of that corner. So last lap by was a 2:11.4 for Lokai Lo, a 2:11 flat for Florian Latour. So Latour all over the back there of Lokai Lo when they started this lap. Now, interestingly, we've gone back to a 4-lap race. That would be more than 5 minutes, so we'll keep a close eye on that. Bao Junlong leads the Pro-Am class at the moment, but we believe he has a 5-second penalty hanging over him at this stage. So we'll keep you updated on that as we hear more information. In the Am class, the number 22 of Rang Yo-U leads from Eric Kwong in the number 23 Kiddie World racing car. So that's how they restarted the race. So Van de Drift, is he getting closer to Martin Ragginger? He dropped 0.3 of a second to Ragginger last lap by, but let's see the lap times now as they come over the line. 3 laps to go then here at the Korea International Circuit. Hard on the brakes down into turn 1. And it's a 2:11.3 for Lokai Lo, 0.2 of a second quicker than Latour on that last lap. Reid Harker a 2:11.8, just half a second off our leader's pace. 2:11.9 for Martin Ragginger and a 2:11.5 for Chris Van der Drift. So Van der Drift is quick as Florian Latour on that last lap by, and critically took 0.4 of a second out of Martin Ragginger. The gap from Ragginger in 4th to Van der Drift in 5th is now only 1 second. So Van der Drift trying everything he can to climb his way up onto the podium. It's still a big ask, but can he do it? What a drive it would be if he's able to get that job done. Just a couple of minutes left on the clock, so if we hit that time certain race, then yes, we would. With 30 minutes, we will not get the full 13-lap distance, and that is what Lokai Lo will want to hear. In the number 99, he's under pressure from Florian Latour, but Latour needs more time. He needs more time to try and force Lokai Lo into a mistake. We saw yesterday Chris Van der Drift holding off Florian Latour for most of the race, but couldn't quite keep it for the whole race. We ran to the full length yesterday at 13 laps, with uninterrupted run to the flag. So in Sector 1, Latour quicker. Sector 2, Latour quicker again. So Latour is getting closer and closer to Lokai Lo. Are we going to see a last lap dive here from the Frenchman, number 11, Florian Latour? If he were to come out of here with a double victory, what a boost that would be to his championship chances. But if Lokai Lo can hold on, well, that just leaves that element of doubt in the brain there for Florian Latour. It's so psychological. Both of these front-running drivers, they're so physically fit. They've got fantastic reflexes, but it all comes down to the mind. So over the line we go then. 23 seconds on the clock. And it's Lokai Lo who leads. So we're getting confirmation it will be a finish by time. So this will be the last lap indeed. It is the last lap. So last chance then for Florian Latour if he wants to make a move for the front of this field. He was 0.2 of a second quicker than Lokai Lo last time by. Quite a bit quicker than Reid Harker in 3rd. Martin Ragginger actually pulled 0.4 of a second. Oh, out of Reid Harker there, as well as Latour had a look on Lokai Lo into turn 3 but couldn't quite get it done. Harker, he'll be trying to get that podium. Florian Latour is on the headlight flasher, trying to put Lokai Lo under as much stress and pressure as possible. Lokai Lo goes a little bit defensive there into turn 4 as they go into the street section. Latour's going to have a look, is he? Oh, Lokai Lo goes a little bit wide. Lokai Lo goes a little bit wide, but he's going to be okay on the switchback, is he? But here comes Latour. Can Latour get the power down? Good racecraft from both drivers here as well. This is a proper heavyweight battle at the front of the field. Lokai Lo leading the way from Florian Latour for now, as they're all trying to work it out for class honours further down. But back to the front in the overall battle, Lokai Lo holding on for now as they come through turn 8, 9, 10. Through turn 10 they go. Latour, is he close enough to make a move? You bet he is. Can he make that move? We're about to find out. Lokai Lo will be watching his mirrors, he'll be watching his apexes, trying to make that Porsche 992 Cup machine as wide as possible. And Latour making that life as difficult as possible. Is Latour close enough? I think he is. Lokai Lo having to be very defensive here as well, desperately trying to keep Florian Latour at bay. This is a critical point in this 2023 season here in the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. Into the final sector we go. Does Florian Latour have anything to say for Lokai Lo? There's the checkered flag being prepared at the start-finish line. It's going to be Lokai Lo who wins round 4 of the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia from Florian Latour. And in third position, it's Reed. Great run from the Kiwi. Martin Raginger just holds on to 4th place. And Chris van der Drift comes home in 5th. Don't forget, from 21st on the grid. What a drive from the triple champion. Bao Jinlong takes the checkered flag in 6th with an advantage of 3.1 seconds to Eric Zhang. So will that, we believe he may have a penalty hanging over him, but we will confirm once we get information on that one. Well, in the AM class, it's going to be the number 22 of Rang Yo-U, who bounces back from a DNF yesterday, did not make it to the flag yesterday, but gets a win in class. What a thriller here in the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. We had a brief pause in the middle of the race for a safety car, but that didn't upset the rhythm of Lokai Lo. What a way to bounce back from that penalty yesterday. He finished 2nd on the road, came home in 3rd, and a win extends his championship lead. So he'll fly to Stuttgart this week to visit the home of Porsche and enjoy a road trip down to Le Mans in an air-cooled Porsche, with the knowledge that he is the leader of the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia for 2023. And for Toro Racing, they're racing in Monza next week. They're very much an international team. And Toro Racing will also leave Korea with the gap in the dealer championship as well. Great drive from Rang Yo-U for BD Group in that pink and white machine. And an overall top 10 in the AM for our AM class leader. That is a superb performance. He held off Eric Kwong by 2.3 seconds in the end. A good margin after that. Safety car. Now Bao Jinlong leading on the road in the Pro Am class, and is being classified down in 7th now as well. So that penalty has taken effect. So Eric Zhang in the number 77 machine for Toro Racing will be your Pro Am winner. So Toro Racing, double delight here in Korea with a win in the overall class and in the Pro-Ams. The 99 of Lokai Lo. Interestingly, they're just running a little bit offline in it looks like he's running in a strange line on this cool-down lap. He's trying to pick up tyre pickup because the cars are weighed after, and the drivers always try to pick up as much tyre debris as possible to increase the weight of the car. It's a trick that you'll see in many forms of motor racing. Our pit reporter Steve Dawson down there in Parc Fermé. We'll get a word from all of our front-running drivers there. Florian Latour gets out of the car. He'll be ruining that start. It all happened off the start there for Florian Latour. It was a win yesterday, P2 today. No disaster, but yeah, he would have wanted more, I think. Reed Harker, what a story. Jumps into the number 61 car of Adrian De Silva and gets a podium. But Toro Racing, they're delighted. Rightly so for Lokai Lo. Bounces back from yesterday. He's delighted. And onto the roof. Yeah, you understandably Lokai Lo elated. That was tough. he had to really work for that one. Florian Latour had him in the vice all the way through, but Lo Kai Lo, so cool under pressure. That's been his real star quality this year in the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. As we'll get a chat from him as Steve's trying to track down our very excited winner, Lo Kai Lo. So quickly running through the results then. Lo Kai Lo, your winner, from Florian Latour, and Reid Harker getting on the podium for Earl Bamber Motorsport and Giga Racing. Then it's Martin Raginger in 4th, and Chris van der Drift coming through from 21st to 5th. Eric Zhang then, confirmation, is your Pro-Am winner from Toro Racing, with Bao Chunlong unfortunately picking up a 5-second penalty. Zhou Biphuang was 8th, Hong Chi-Zhe in 9th. And your Am winner for BD Group, Rang Yo-U, jumping back from a DNF yesterday, with Eric Kwong in 11th and 2nd in Am class. Li Chao was 12th, Francis Chia was 13th, with Li Chuan Yu in 14th, Christian Chia in 15th. Steve Dawson is down in the pits. Let's get a word with our winner.
Lo Kai Lo, what a drive again. You look tired. How do you feel?
Yeah, just a little nervous because I need to defend Florian, because I know he is fast. And actually we did a good start again, and just did the best job, and have a good car. And thanks for Toro Racing and Porsche Motorsport Asia Pacific give some support for me. And fantastic weekend.
That last lap, he came right up on your shoulder. How did you fend him off?
Yeah, I know it's last lap, and I just defend him. And I'm not be nervous, but in start few laps I feel very, very nervous.
And you're in great shape for the Drivers' Championship. How are you feeling about Japan coming up?
Yeah, let's go for Japan, and I will do some training for myself, and let's see what happens on the Japan.
Well done. Enjoy the celebrations.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Steve. And Lo Kai Lo taking a little seat on the hood of his Porsche 992 GT3 Cup machine, exhausted after, very intense race there, with Florian Latour all over the back there as well, and he'll be ready to go to Japan for the next round of the championship, round 5 and 6. So let's take a look then at what happened during this incredible race. Well, it was Florian Latour who started on pole position, but Lo Kai Lo got the start, and that was the key difference. And very deep on the brakes there, but look how many cars getting it all too deep on the brakes. Everyone trying to make up positions and using all of that runoff there. Lo Kai Lo got that position and never relinquished it, but it was by no means an easy cruise. The big moment though was the 55 of Gao Yu-Jie getting it wrong on the brakes for turn 3 and taking out Nazim Asman. That brought out the safety car. The excellent circuit crew here at Korea International Circuits recovering 2 stricken race cars before the Porsche Taycan Cross Turismo pace car unleashed the field for a quick sprint to the flag. This was where things heated up. Latour all over the rear all the way through to the checkered flag, but Lo Kai Lo not relinquishing. Number 2 there of Zhou Biphuang making a move on Eric Kwong in the Kiddie World Racing car. Almost just the slightest contact there for Florian Latour, and the number 99 of Lo Kai Lo. I think if you look at that red and black Toro Racing car, there might be a little bit of silver and blue paint stricken along the left rear corner. Rang Yo-U, what a performance to bounce back from disappointment yesterday to win the AM class. The field is so fierce and competitive here in the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia, and Rang Yo-U wins in the AM class. It was Eric Zhang who got the win in Pro-Am and finished second on the road, but a penalty for Bao Jinlong, very important. Florian Latour almost got the move done like he did on Chris van der Drift yesterday, but Lo Kai Lo confident in his braking marker and held on, so confident there under pressure for the young Chinese driver. Little bit wide there as well, but got away with it going into the tight left-hander of the next corner, and it's a 3rd win of the season for Lo Kai Lo. He leaves Korea with a handy championship lead. What a drive from the Toro Racing driver. And you can tell why A, he was smiling, but B, he looked a little bit worn out after that intense battle. Our Pro-Am winner, number 77, Eric Zhang, is also down in Parc Fermé right now, and he is with Steve Dawson.
Eric Zhang is with me, extending your lead in the Pro-Am Drivers' Championship. How does it feel?
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. Wow, the race today, I mean, again, chaos at the beginning, and then safety car came out very soon. And then I just made sure I made no mistakes, and that was very important for me. Yeah.
You had good pace, so when the safety car came out, everyone's up behind you. Was that concerning?
Not really, because I was following all the pro cars except Bao. And behind me was one of the M cars. So I knew I had a little bit of cushion before, the other Pro-Ams guys catch me up. So I was just looking in front of me, trying to catch whoever was in front. And Chris, at that moment, he was in front. He was very quick. And I think that actually helped me a little bit.
Do you like the taste of champagne?
Oh, yes. Especially tonight on Sunday, right?
Go and enjoy it. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Back to you guys.
Who doesn't like the taste of champagne? Indeed. So, our podium just preparing there with the Michelin Man ready to greet our podium finishing drivers in each class. That's the thing here in Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. We have races going on, 3 races in one. The overall, the Pro-Am and the Am as well. In the Am, what a performance it was for the number 22 of Rang Yo-U for BD Group. Bouncing back from disappointment yesterday, a DNF yesterday, but get some big points on the board for his Am Championship challenge. So we'll get down to Steve in the pits, who's with our Am winner, Rang Yo-U.
Yang Ro-Yu is our winner in the amateur category. How was that race out there today?
Yeah, today's race are really great, and this is a tough weekend for us. We had a crash yesterday, but my team fixed the car yesterday night, so that provides me a really nice car. It helps me win the race today.
And the safety car gave the other drivers in the amateur class an opportunity for them to get closer to you, but you managed to pull away.
No, actually, I made a mistake on the safety car. I'm in the restart, so not bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you can get some champagne now. You enjoy yourself?
Yeah. But I'm looking forward to go back to China.
What about Japan? You looking forward to that?
Yeah, of course. Definitely. Yeah.
All right. Well done. Thanks you.
Thank you.
Okay. Back to you in the commentary booth.
Thank you, Steve. Yeah, Rang Yo-U. Very happy with that and ready to go home. I think he'll be pretty tired after a busy race weekend here at the Korea International Circuit. It gets intense in those race cars, and of course the next round of the championship at Suzuka Circuit in Japan, and we'll kick off that on the June the 30th. Can't wait for that. Our podium drivers just making their way up towards the platform there, where they'll be greeted by Sime and get to spray the champagne, what every race driver dreams of. Former Porsche factory driver Romain Dumas, his champagne spraying technique was quite amusing. The bottle stayed perfectly still while he jumped up and down. It still worked, the champagne still went everywhere, but every driver has a different approach. Florian Latour, he went for the bumping the bottle down onto the podium before letting it spray around and soaking your rivals. That's part of the fun as well. Of course, we'll see our team bosses from the dealer championship as well. Toro Racing will be sitting pretty in that championship after that win there, and they'll be very pleased with their win in Pro-Am as well. So some what iconic circuits we have here, starting off at Sepang in Malaysia, here at Korea International Circuit, then going to Japan next. Later on we go to the Chang International Circuit in Thailand, and then finishing up our season in late August in Sepang again. So many iconic moments in motorsport here in Sepang. Monsieur Bibendum, or the Michelin Man, ready to greet our drivers. He's always very happy, he's the Michelin Man, isn't he? No wonder, because they make absolutely superb tyres. That's what I've got on my little Porsche Boxster. Michelin Pilot Sport 4S. Excellent tyres indeed. So, our podium drivers will be up onto the platform very soon, ready to take the spoils as well. Busy weekend of racing here at Korea International Circuit, but it's all done now. Rounds 3 and 4 of the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia for 2023 are in the books. And it's Lokai Lo who comes away from this round with an extended championship advantage. That's exactly what he would have wanted before coming through this round. There are your podium cars overall, ready to be wheeled back into the truck and shipped over to Japan for the next round, and the laptop being plugged in there to the Toro racing machine. So there's, of course, the Bosch ECUs in these cars will give the engineers information and telemetry data which will be studied. You can be sure that no matter if it's a good result or a bad result, the drivers will study that data over and over again, looking for that last little edge. Look at the drivers at the international level in Porsche Mobil 1 Super Cup. That is what's so important. It's just studying that data. Because all the drivers have the same car, you're really looking for finite differences to get your advantage over your competitors. So Toro Racing not resting on their laurels at all, straight away into the data to see what's what. We can get down in just a moment now to Sammy Hum, who's going to run us through our 3 podiums for our 3 class winners.
All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the podium presentation for round 4 of Porsche Carrera Cup Asia 2023 in Korea. Allow me to invite the winners of round 4 for the M class. I would firstly like to invite on 3rd place, we have driver number 188, Lee Xuanyu from Z-Speed Motorsport. And on 2nd place, we have driver number 23, Eric Kwong from Kitty World Racing. And of course, champion for the M class, we have driver number 22, Yang Ruoyu from BD Group. And now I would like to invite the Director Motorsports of Michelin Asia Pacific, Mr. Ben Ma, to present the award to our winners of the M class. First, let's present it to our winner, Yang Ruoyu. And next, the 2nd place trophy to Eric Kwong. And the 3rd place trophy to Lee Xuanyu. All right, may I now invite Mr. Ben Ma to join our winners on the podium to take a group photo. So, gentlemen, please get ready to raise your trophies. Big smiles! All right, congratulations again to all of our winners. Thank you, Mr. Ben Ma. And it's champagne time.
Run Yo straight away, getting towards the champagne. Saving a little bit for a sip there as well. Of course, no more driving required out on circuits. They can, have a little bit of enjoyment of the bubbly there. Well deserved for our AM podium finishers. And your AM winner, Yang Ruoyu, in the number 22 BD Group machine. Next up will be the Pro-Am podium, with Bao Long coming home leading on the road, but a 5-second penalty dropping him behind. And that meant that Eric Zhang came out on top in the number 77 Toro racing car. And he was delighted with that, was the 33-year-old, excuse me, from Goyang.
Announce the winners for the Pro M class. On the 3rd place, congratulations to driver number 2, Zhou Binhuang from Porsche Beijing Central and Golden Port. And on second place, we have driver number 718, Bao Jinlong from Jingtong Auto. And our champion of Pro-Am class, congratulations to driver number 77, Eric Zhang from Toro Racing. And now I would like to invite the senior manager of One Make Series, Ms. Boyachi, to present the award to our winners of Pro-Am class. First, let's present it to Eric Zhang. And the second place to Bao Jinlong. And the third place to Zhou Binghuang. And may I now invite Ms. Boya to join our winners for a group photo. All right, so gentlemen, let's get your trophies. Lift up high with pride. Woo! All right, thank you again, Ms. Boya. Congratulations again. Gentlemen, it's time for champagne.
Well, Eric Zhang definitely wins the prize for the happiest looking driver, that's for sure. He's delighted, even when he's getting soaked by second place Bao Jinlong. Fantastic stuff from our Pro-Am drivers. And finishing high up in the overall order, 6th place overall for Eric Zhang in the end. So he's won in Ferrari Challenge, he's won in Chinese GT before, and he gets a class win here in the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. Next up is our Pro Class contenders, our overall podium, with Lo Kai Lo taking the win from Florian Latour and Reid Harker, the Kiwi. He'll be delighted to taste the champagne. I think if you asked him before the weekend, he would have taken that one.
The winner for round 4 Porsche Carrera Cup Asia 2023 in Korea for the overall class. On 3rd place, we have driver number 61, Reid Harker from EBM Giga Racing. And on the 2nd place, we have driver number 11, Florian Latour from Meidong Racing. And of course, the champion for the overall class, we have driver number 99, Lo Kai Lo from Toro Racing. And the dealer trophy winner is Toro Racing. Congratulations. And now we'd like to invite the Director of Motorsports of Michelin Asia Pacific, Mr. Ben Ma, to present the awards again to our winners of the overall class. First, let's present it to driver number 99, Lo Kai Lo. And next, present the 2nd place to Florian Latour and the 3rd place to Reid Harker. And let's also present the dealer trophy to Toro Racing. And may I now invite Mr. Ben Ma to join us for a group photography. So gentlemen, lift your trophies up high with pride and look at the cameras right in front of you. All right, so big smiles. All right, congratulations again. So everybody got their shots. Thank you, Mr. Ben Ma. It's time to celebrate.
So Lo Kai Lo taking the win then and extending his championship lead here in the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia for 2023. He'll be on the plane to Germany to pick up a car for the road to Le Mans. Will Porsche be able to get a 20th win? Let's hope so. Let's hope so. So thank you so much for watching here in the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. Goodbye.
Lights on. It's time again. "20 years. We create dream cars, generation after generation. We push ourselves beyond all limits. We take victories and write history.
Fantastic win for three-time champion. What a great championship.
Together, we go even further. Are you ready? Bring it home. It's dreams that have fueled us across 2 decades.
Sliding through that. Brilliant racing.
It's dreams that have inspired us, empowered us, and driven us to the next level. This is Porsche Carrera Cup Asia, driven by dreams. 2023 starts now.